Dial class. Right, we're back again with some more phonics. So this week we're working on that I sound and all the different spellings that I can make in English words. So let's have a think about the I sounds that we've learned already. So we know that we have a trigraph that makes I. We've got a digraph that makes I. We've got a split digraph that makes I. And we've got a single Y letter, y, that makes an I sound in some words. Well, guess what? We already have 4 different spellings of I, but you guessed it, we're going to learn just one more. One more. Sometimes just the I letter in a word can make an I sound. So for today, we're going to need a piece of paper split into sections. So you're going to need the 4 that we know already as headings on your piece of paper, and then we're going to put the last one. Oh, I've got to work out how to hold this. There we go. We're going to put some I words at the bottom. Okay? So let's first have a look at some I spellings with this spelling in a word. So when this is used all on its own, you can start off by using an I and then sound it out and see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then you need to change and try an I sound. So let's see if I can show you. So if I was to sound out this word, k, I, nd, kind, does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. So then we're going to change what we use because we know that this can make an I sound, but it can also now make an I sound. So it's going to be k, I, nd, kind. Remember to be kind to each other and yourself. Kind. Okay, don't worry about writing it down just yet. Let's try another one. So I just want to show you. So again, if we see this word and we see this it letter, we already know it's an it because we're really good with phonics. But if I sounded it out, ind, find, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So I'm going to change because now I also know that this letter on its own can also make an I. So I, and find. So now we're going to find digraphs and the trigraph of I, the different spellings of I in different words. Okay? So let's have a look. So I'm going to write a word on my board. I want you to find the I spelling, and then using your piece of paper, you're going to write the word under the right spelling. Okay? So let's see how we go here. Let's try the word. You ready for it? Ready. So where is the I sound in that word? Can you find it? Sound it out. B, r, I, t. Bright. So can you find the right spelling on your piece of paper and write it? B, saying the sounds as you write it. B, r, I, right. Okay, good. Let's try another word. Let's try the word. Oh, and this is our I sound. Oh, I. Lie. Might need a lie down later. So you're going to find the right spelling on your board. Okay, which spelling is it? And write it on your piece of paper. Oh, I, lie. Good. Okay, I'm going to go a bit quicker, otherwise this is going to take too long, isn't it? This one. Find the I spelling and sound it out. I-O. Smile. Can you find the right spelling on your board, on your piece of paper, and write it under the heading? I-O. Smile. Good. Okay. What does that say? So remember, this is not an E sound. We spent a lot of time learning that this on its own was an E sound, but we're not learning that this week. What are we learning? I. So it's I. Cry. Find the spelling on your piece of paper and write it underneath. I. Remember, you're going to have to make sure your writing is small enough so we can fit a couple of words in each box. Okay? Okay, let's try this one. So where is the I spelling? Looking for the I spelling. I. Tight. Tight. Oh, my jeans got too tight over Christmas. So tight. So write it on your piece of paper, saying the sounds as you write it. I. Again, making sure you get all those letters to make that I spelling. If we forget one of the letters, we haven't spelt it right. Okay, so that one's the trigraph. We need 3 letters to make one sound. Okay, good. Let's try this one. What sound does this letter make? It usually makes an I. Mind. That doesn't make sense. So it can also make an, can't hear you, I sound. I and mind. You have to use your mind to do good thinking when we're doing phonics. So on your piece of paper, find the spelling of I and write it on your piece of paper, saying the sounds as you write it. I, mind. Okay, let's do 2 more, I think. Let's try Mrs. Evans is finding it hard. We really need to know how to spell this one. This is a tricky word and we really need to know how to spell this one. Don't say me. Do not say me. Because this letter here in this word makes an I sound. So it's I. My. Can you find the spelling of I on your piece of paper and write it down? I. My. Good. Okay, let's do one more. This one. So how have I spelt I in this word? B-I-K. Bike. It's the split digraph, isn't it? It's the split digraph. Can you find that on your piece of paper? Find it on your piece of paper and write it under the right heading, saying the sounds as you write it. B-I-K. Bike. Good. Right. So your challenge for this video is when you're doing your reading, so you can have a look, any books that you're reading. It could be a picture book that you're reading with mum and dad, or something that you're reading online, one of the reading books that you can read online. But what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can find any of these I sounds. Okay, you could even look in one of mummy's magazines or daddy's magazines. You could have a look on packets in your house, okay, and see if you can find some of these I spellings, okay, and see if you can write them down for me and read them. All right, that's your challenge. Okay, see you next week.